Hi, so now we've cut out all the pattern pieces, I'm going to show them all to you. So we have little ears, little nose piece out of black. This is like the head sides. This is the nose, the chest piece, the foot pads. We've got the sides of the body, bib, part of the head, I think. And the legs and the tail and those. So you've got all your pieces cut out. So the first step in the book is to create your ears. Now it says oversew. So if you had a needle and thread, you would oversew around the outside. I'm doing it on a sewing machine, so I will show you how I've done it. So I'm put all these pieces to one side. On this one, which is the muzzle, I've drawn, you had like a guidance, a little bit you chopped out for stitch guidance. I put that on already, because you do, being prepared. Okay, so ears are very tiny, and what I've done is I've sewn it on the sewing machine. It's not a mad neat job, but when it's on your otter, no one's gonna notice. So it has got a top and a bottom, so one end's more rounded and then it goes down to a bit of a drop, so you do have opposites. That's one side and that's the other side. See how they're slightly shaped at this end? So I haven't sewn this one yet. I'm going to show you how to sew it. I've sewn that one. So this is the one that I've sewn. So if you were making any other sort of toy, you would sew it wrong sides together and flip it out. You could do that with these if you added your seam allowance. But you would end up getting a slightly different look to the otter because the ears wouldn't be as they are in the picture. So all I do is I use the pin to help me. I've used like a 2mm stitch allowance. So I find I hand crank down my needle so I know I've got kind of the right depth, and it's just really slow and steady. Hand crank if you need to, and then just use the pin to help you pivot it round. Obviously be careful of that pin edge when you get around to it, because that'll be sticking up in the middle of the ear. You don't want to catch it with your needle. Just make sure you pull that out of the way. And just go all the way around the outside. Try to keep a nice even seam allowance. Got rid of that now. I think it should be alright. Last few steps to do. And that's that bit done. So I've done 2 ears in the same way. Get out from there. Right. Trim my threads. Okay, so the next bit now is putting the ears into the headpiece. So let me show you this headpiece. So the headpiece is this bit, which has been cut on the fold. And then this line here is where the ears actually go. So if you have a look at your instructions in the book, so basically we're going to cut this piece, we're going to pop the ears in, fold these over so you can basically like sewing it into a dart. But first off, I'm going to cut them so they're both exactly the same length and in exactly the same place. That's very nice. It's very late, you know. It's Christmas Eve, and I should be in bed going to sleep really. But this is like on my brain. I want to do it now. So you've got your earpieces, one side of your head, the other side of your head, and then you've got your shaped pieces, so they have that angular bit, so make sure you've got them the right way around. Now, let me check which bit is going to be, so this is going to be the nose. So you want your grey bit to be at the back and the white bit to be at the front. Therefore, when you open it up, so it's going to go from your side, that's going to be the nose. So you want your ears to stick out like that. So if you look at this piece here, the grey is against the grey. So when you fold it over and you sew it down and you open it up, the ear pokes out. That's your nose piece. See how it's going to form? You're going to have like the muzzle here, top of the head here, and your little white bit of the ear is going to poke out because that's a contrast bit. That's the bit we need to remember. I just make sure I've got that at the bottom of the crease and they're both in the same position. Lovely. So now, in the diagram, it shows them this way around. It makes no difference. What you're going to do is fold this section, just the back of the head, onto the front, and you sew down here. Just a little opening bit, so I'm going to pop a pin in there, just so it all holds in the same place and doesn't fall apart. And do the same on the other side. You can fold that bit over. Just going to pop a pin in there. This wool felt is beautiful, by the way. That comes in the kit. Okay. So it just sets up a 2-3mm hand stitch seam, so you can achieve that with a sewing machine. So again, put it in underneath. Use your pin. I'm going to pull it back slightly and just sew. So, oh, I didn't even catch hold of that. So when you unfold it now, your little ear sticking out. Then repeat on the other side, although I've got my pin around the wrong side. Let me pop it in there. And repeat. Not too far over. That's it. And that's your ear position done. Your ears are in the head. Okay, so that's that bit done. So we now have the sides of the head with a nose piece with 2 ears sticking out. So the next piece is the head gusset, which is the like angle piece with the top and the bottom piece. Let me show you which piece that is. So that's this piece. Now the back is the wider and the front is the thinner. And all you're going to do is pop your little seams together, the darts, and sew down them. That's all it is. And then what that does is gives you that nice shape. Now with this felt, there's no right or wrong side, and there's no grain, there's no waft and weave as in Pacific, so it's not going to stretch in any particular fashion or way, so it doesn't really matter which side you're using as your front or back, as long as you get your actual pieces in the right place. The fabric itself isn't going to fuss. So I'll just show you how we do those bits, and then that'll be this section of the head done, because the next bit will be inserting the head to the gusset together, which is a little bit tricky. You need lots of pins, and we're going to do that separately. So I'm just going to go this way I'm not going to pin or anything, so I don't think I need to. That's one done. A little bit too much bobbin thread there. So when you pop that out, see how that shapes the side. Okay, so that is the sides of your head done with the ears, and then the head gusset darted, which is basically that bit. So that's that bit done and dusted for you. I will see you in the next video when we put these two pieces together. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.